Alright everybody, it's Mr. Smith again, and you should be opened up to page 413 in your math book. We're going to be taking a look today at non-numeric patterns, which we discussed the vocabulary. Obviously, we said non-numeric means without numbers, so normally a non-numeric pattern will be something that contains something like shapes or colors or something like that. So if you take a look at example 1 on page 413, you're going to see our problem says, Edgar's room has a border of stars and moons. The stars and moons show a repeating pattern. How many figures are in this pattern unit? Copy and extend the pattern one time. Now, pattern unit. If you take a look, each of the pattern units is made up of one star and two moons, and you'll see that right there on page 413. So it goes star, moon, moon. Star, moon, moon. So, in your blank there, it says each pattern unit has blank star and blank moons. The pattern repeats. So, for the pattern unit, each pattern has one star and two moons. So a pattern unit is simply just a chunk of the pattern that then repeats. Okay? So in section 2, it says extend the pattern. Copy the pattern as shown above, then draw another star and two moons. So it asks you, there are blank figures in this pattern unit. In that pattern unit, how many figures are there? Very good. There's 3 figures in the pattern unit. So, if you turn to page 414, patterns can also grow. They can get larger or smaller. So example 2 says Sal uses billiard balls to show a growing pattern. Billiard balls are just the balls that you use on a pool table when you're playing pool. Use counters to model and describe the pattern. If you have counters around, go ahead, pull them out. Maybe pennies or some other kind of coin. That would be helpful for you in this situation. Then make an observation about the pattern. Okay, so you start with one counter, and then each row adds one more billiard ball. So how many billiard balls would you put in the second row? Very good. You would put 2 counters in the second row. He would put 2 billiard balls in the second row. In the third row, how many counters would he put? How many billiard balls would be there? 3. Very good. There would be 3 counters in the third row. So you just keep adding counters until you get to 5 rows. So what is the pattern? The pattern is to do what? Good. The pattern is to add 1 every time. The number of billiard balls in each row alternates between odd numbers and... what's the opposite of odd? The opposite of odd is even. Very good. So the number of billiard balls in each row alternates between odd and even. Okay? And in this case, the pattern is really easy to figure out because I could figure out how many billiard balls would be in the 16th row. Because in row 16, how many billiard balls would there be if I'm adding 1 for every row? Good. 16 billiard balls in the 16th row. Okay, very easy pattern, right? So, down at the guided practice, you're just simply going to extend each pattern and draw the shapes on the line. So in that first one, we have 2 snails facing each other. Okay, so our pattern unit is what? 2 snails facing each other. Very good. So 2 snails facing each other, then another 2 snails facing each other. So then we would have 2 more snails facing each other. Very good. So the pattern unit in that case consists of how many items? 2. Very good. Very good. Now, number 2 is a little more complicated. Okay? It starts with 1 triangle and then a circle. And then you have 2 triangles and a circle. And then you have 3 triangles and a circle. So this isn't just a standard repeating pattern unit, is it? In every one of those, before you get to the circle, what happens? We add 1 circle every time. Okay? So, 1 circle every time means, I'm sorry, I said circle. I meant triangle. Good catch. We started with 1 triangle. Then we moved to 2 triangles after the circle. Then we moved to 3 triangles. So, how many triangles would be in the next set, in the next pattern unit? 4 triangles. So then it would be 4 triangles and a circle. I think you guys are probably going to do really well with this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to complete the independent practice. Go ahead and give a shot to the things on page 416. So independent practice starts on page 415. I would like you to do page 415, and then I would like you to work on the problems on page 416. Okay, if you have any questions, you can feel free to have mom and dad send me a message on Dojo, and I'll do my best to answer the questions as well as I can from where I'm at. And then, as a homework assignment, you're going to be taking a look at My Homework, Chapter 7, Lesson 1, which is pages 417 and 418. I think you guys are going to do really well with this. I have absolutely no worries that you're going to have a problem with this. But if you do, it's okay. Get a hold of me and we'll do the best we can. All right? So enjoy the rest of math class, and I'll talk to you guys when I send out the Nearpod link for our reading lesson today. Okay? Have fun.